Why is the new van here? We'll keep watching to find out, as well as how, despite challenges with rotten apples, we continue to grow the team in size, skill and experience to make sure we push the business forward and hit our target. I'm Lee, this is Vapor Clean. Let's see behind the cleans. It's Monday the 14th of August, I'm in the office, it's a little bit later, it's nearly 9 o'clock. Got in at a sensible time this morning, 8 o'clock, and I've just been tying up some loose ends and bits and pieces to get myself set for the week. Busy day out on the road, probably not quite so busy here in the office today. Hopefully it should be reasonably settled. Summer holidays, so the Mondays don't tend to be quite as busy on the phones and in the office as when it's not the summer holidays. I am left kind of wondering whether or not this bout of sickness or absence between the team is ever going to come to an end though. All the technicians are back to work and everyone else is here. We do have an issue with one particular person at the moment. There seems to be a consistent absence on a Monday, which, as much as you want to sympathise, the minute you start to see a pattern, it has to be addressed. And quite frankly, it's now becoming a very obvious pattern. The last one, it was a case of, well, if it happens again, then I'll have to raise it. Well, now it's happened again. First thing on a Monday morning, they don't want to work on a Monday. Everything else, you know, the workload is fine. It's not going to be an issue, but it puts more pressure on other people. And that's what frustrates me the most is, again, people have turned around, well, it's fine, we can cope. Yeah, you can cope, but you shouldn't have to. So as you can probably tell, it does frustrate me a hell of a lot because you shouldn't keep putting that on your team members. So that will be dealt with later in the week. Support ops today, I've got a couple of visits to do, audits to do first thing this morning. They're back up at Dings Rugby Club this morning as well to get that sorted, to get the geared up ready for the new season coming. We've got some new starters up there as well to get that team fully staffed and get the season tipped off properly. Got a great team leader in there and has worked very, very hard last season and has been covering the out of season. During the season, she won't be able to manage on her own, so we need to get that back up together. The only reason she'll be able to manage out of season, we lowered the hours and spread them out through the week, whereas normally they get a lot of hours on the weekends because it's game days and functions and things like that. They don't have a lot during the week. Now they're coming back to the season, they need those hours during the week, but hopefully that should all be sorted as well. They've got a couple of more audits this afternoon and they've got quite a large void clean as well, which they do quite a few of those. Technicians this morning, there is a big kitchen deep clean that they're on. We've got a couple of extractor systems, some extendo window cleaning as well on a large 4-storey building, another couple of extractors and bits and pieces as well. Some smaller jobs for some of them. One of them is on annual leave. So yeah, busy day for them, busy day for the support ops. Let's see if the office can keep up and go as well. The two Sarahs are back. So Sarah support op is back off holiday. Emily, the new support op, is getting on really well. And Sarah from the office is back in today as well.
I did. The right hand one, yeah?
Yeah, the same one.
Yeah, that was the one I emptied this morning.
Yes, I thought you did.
Blimey.
What was the target for today?
11. So I think it's 3. I think we still got to send all of the confirmation. That's a high target
Hello everyone, so a little bit of confession time here. Normally this is the part where I tell you, you know, it's Monday, the whatever, and start explaining what's going on, what we've got coming up in the week, etc, etc. I'm actually recording this a week later than I should be because when we've gone to hand over some of the footage and stuff like that, we've realised that we've lost quite a lot of it. So I'm going to have to retrospectively film some of the footage to let you know what's going on, and Craig will make the best of this episode to filter some stuff in. It is only the stuff that's come off of my camera, so we should still have some good content off other people, and obviously I'll fill you in. As per the intro, it was a busy week. It was a week we didn't see coming.
Vapor clean. This is a daily thing that I do on a Sunday. I clean out my van, all ready for the week ahead. All smelling nice, all dusted down. Then I go to the side compartment, I open that. I maintain all my equipment, make sure everything's clean and tidy, ready for the week ahead. Including the van, because that's presentation and tidiness. Customer sees your van. Often, if you've got a dirty van, it doesn't look very good. The back of my van, also clean and tidy. Everything's there, our core values and our vision to be respected every day. Making sure I've got enough stock for the week ahead. Everything clean, tidy, as it should be. And that's the walk around my van as a technician.
Tuesday the 15th of August, and I was out with Lee all day to train him on quoting some of the specialist cleans. Now, it's really important to have as many people, I believe it's really important to have a number of people to be able to do multiple tasks or do certain tasks. The fewer people you have to do something, the more risk you have of it going wrong, you not being able to do it, or you not being able to do it on time and things like that. So currently we are still in the process of building some of the technicians up to that stage, Lee being the first one. He has only recently taken over as head technician after Scott had to retire. We planned for a few weeks for me to go out with Lee, do a number of quotes, talk about the work. This is all things that he would know, and it's already part of his role to figure out, but it's just applying it in a way that we can provide a quote and we can plan for it, and just to make sure he's had that official training, that official discussion of, well, this is how we do this, is how we do that. And having more people just enables us to deliver our service better. So that was a good day. Had some great footage for it. Lost most of it, if not all of it, but a good day. The rest of the technicians, lots of little jobs today. Only one extractor system in. Everything else was end of tenancies, upholsteries, carpet cleaning, a few ovens, and there was a bathroom deep clean as well, randomly, just a bathroom. Support ops, lots of audits, lots of daily visits, some stock visits and things like that as well. Everyone is all sort of all over the place, lots of things going on. Yeah, keep dripping off though.
Steven.
Come on, mate.
So on the 15th, Aaron went to Clara's cottage. It's a very exciting old building. It was actually built in 1865, which is pretty crazy. And it was bought out by Weston Museum, which is the contract site that we do this clean for, because they bought it. And it's interesting that it's actually been preserved in this way. It's actually been, each of the rooms has been covered in this glass to kind of, you know, preserve everything within the glass, preserve the aesthetic, the Victorian style of everything behind the glass. And, you know, as cleaners, it's important that we, you know, do our part and cover the windows that are protecting everything inside. And, you know, the windows at the outside of the building, and just the general carpets and the stairs and such. And because Western Museum is such an important client to us, it's a very local and dear contract, because they're based quite close to our main base. We're happy to do the job for them. And as you can see, there's a lot of porcelain dolls. And just a lot of history to this building, and we're happy to work on it really.
Wednesday, 16th of August. I had an inkling that the situation wasn't going to be over. Obviously, this isn't my first rodeo. I've been in similar situations before with disgruntled team members, and obviously people that we've made the decision aren't right for the team. They quite often try and change the situation and steer it more in their favour, basically. And that's basically what happened. The day was supposed to be quite straightforward. However, that individual didn't follow procedure, simply text one of the other team members to say that they weren't coming in, made a very flimsy excuse, refused to speak, etc. So we had to deal with that situation. Luckily, they were booked for a couple of smaller jobs with a repeat customer that we've worked for many years. So I quickly gave them a call and just let them know what the situation was. That was that was basically their morning, and then their afternoon was an end of tenancy with one of the other technicians. So I quickly swapped that work over to one of the support operatives who took that. So we had availability, which was good. They took that work, and that obviously helped the situation out. Then it was basically the big question of how do we proceed from here? Frankly, I double checked some things. When they left the office, they pulled away from here, wheel spinning in the company van and basically driving like an idiot. Now, I gave them the benefit of the doubt at the time, and it was going through my head all night. Well, you know, do I let them get away with that? Do I just mull it, you know, just settle down for the next couple of weeks? Maybe they were just angry and they'll settle down the way they drive. And then obviously this happens as well. So I'm a firm believer of one bad apple can rot the whole team. So I just had to make the decision. We can't allow them to work their notice period. They hadn't followed procedure. They drove the van like an idiot, basically. And I double checked the tracker, and that wasn't the first occasion. It wasn't the only occasion that they'd actually been speeding. I've got the alerts and the reports for that as well. And basically all the way home, their behaviour, the way their driving was erratic at best. So we had to make the decision to go and collect the van, basically, and let them go with immediate effect under gross misconduct. And that's what we did. So basically pulled the plaster off, had to shuffle a lot of work. We haven't let any customers down. We've literally shuffled it around, utilised some support ops, etc., to make sure that we can cover the work, and it doesn't make any difference to the business or to the rest of the team. It doesn't overwork them at all. It just basically means we haven't got that rotten apple in the team to cause any more issues for anyone else along the way. So that was a bit of a situation that we had to deal with. Thankfully, Kim and Aaron, because I had meetings, went up and got the van. They may have put a couple of phone calls in to the individual who wasn't there anyway. So we've gone up, we've taken the spare key, we've contacted their emergency contact, as they wouldn't answer, they wouldn't call us back. So we've contacted their emergency contact, who's their partner, let them know what the situation is. After a little back and forwards about them telling us we're not allowed to take our own van back, and us explaining it's legally ours and they have no contractual right to it, we were taking it regardless. We got most of it smoothed out, and we got the van back, and we're from there, so we can keep moving forward. That basically left the rest of the day for the technicians. The technicians were pretty good, to be fair. For the rest of the day, it was quite a straightforward day for them. That didn't impact any of the other technicians. We had a school carpet clean, which is one we've done for many years, a couple of end of tenancies, a couple of carpet cleans, and then we had a very greasy, let's put it that way, evening extractor for two of the technicians as well, which they all got on with. And the support operatives had some site visits to do. Obviously, Sarah was busy showing Emily around all the different sites, as many of the sites as possible, and making sure and getting her familiar with those. And Aaron obviously helped us out on the end of tenancy, along with a couple of other sites he was visiting.
Can you see?
Yeah.
To my hair, everything. Ready? Look at this.
I can see it, mate. Oh my god.
Why wouldn't you clean this? So much better. See, this is what she wants him to do. Look, it all comes off, Aaron. So one, the mop's not wet enough when he comes to mop the floors.
Okay.
Two, it's loads of dust. But if you spray it and just leave it, it'll get all the dirt out.
What would you say is the main thing that he misses then?
Attention to detail, that's all it is. But we also got to be mindful that he's only got 3 hours.
Yeah.
If the schools had been in here, he's
Yeah.
not going to have the time to do the attention to detail. But they are looking at sort of, we're going to do something where we can spend some time doing stuff like this. But technically, this should all come off with a mop.
Thursday the 17th of August, so straightforward day, a very busy day for the support operatives. I stole one of the support ops due to losing a technician to go over and do a kitchen deep clean. Aaron's done those before, so we stole him to go over and help out with that, which, you know, he was quite more than happy to do, to be fair to him. Lots of end of tenancies and a couple of extractor systems, bit of upholstery cleaning for the other technicians. A busy day all in all, certainly all booked out. The other support ops, a couple of communal cleans, so we're doing some communal areas, a few more site visits, back at Weston Museum as well, covering some annual leave, and a few more site visits again, just to make sure and get familiar. And they're in the office this afternoon as well. So we've got Emily and Sarah in the office this afternoon, basically do an office clean, but also to have a catch up with Ashley and stuff like that as well. Myself, I'm in the office all day, helping out in the reception office because Vicky is still not in. She wasn't in all week in the end, not feeling very well at all. So I'm in the office most of the day, but I do need to get myself out of the office in the afternoon because I need to tie up some loose ends and get prepared for Sean, our new customer service colleague, starting on Monday. I'm actually on annual leave on Friday. I've booked every Friday through the summer holidays to spend with the kids and at least have one day with them a week. Obviously I didn't manage the last couple, so I don't want to lose this one. I'm going to make sure that I take this one and I get with them, get some time with them. So yeah, I shall be trying to get as much done as I possibly can, tie up my loose ends, and hopefully enjoy a day off with them tomorrow. Well, what was tomorrow? When I took this van, oh, nearly fell down the stairs. When I took this van over to pick up those bits, I was having a look at the back of it and having a look at the sign writing, and I'm thinking, that don't look quite right. It looks like it's shrunk. So I've just spoken to the graphics company and basically just said, surely this ain't right. This has been sign written for less than a month. I've had sign written vans for years and they shouldn't shrink. So they're as shocked as I am, thankfully to hear, and they've asked me to send them over a quick video and then they're going to investigate and probably redo it. Eric, come. They've said basically send them over the pictures, send them over the video, and they will have a look at it and probably re-sign write all of it at their expense to make sure it's right, which is really great customer service. But yeah, have a look at this. So that there is a shrink line. That is actually glue. So, and it might be particular, but that's why I'm in the cleaning industry, because I've got a good eye for detail. Yes, the van needs a wash, but that, if it's already shrinking, means it will continue to shrink, and over time it will look really bad. So, and then then again there, look, because it's two different colours, you can see the gap in the middle. I can fit my finger down on that. And so I'm not worried, like, don't get me wrong, most people wouldn't take any notice of it now. But give it another 3-4 months, maybe a year, and they will.
Right, Ash?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah's up in there. Was Emily not meant to be staying as well then, no?
She gone?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it.
Alright. I'm meant to have been texted to play.
Sarah's up in there, but no.
So I'm off quickly to go and pick up a broken down machine. Not sure if we got the previous footage of that before, but one of the carpet cleaning machines basically was tripping off on the level sensor. So when the waste tank gets so full, it cuts off so you don't overfill the tanks and therefore blow up the vacuums or burn out the vacuums. However, it was turning off before it was even half full, so we were struggling to keep that going, and eventually it was getting worse and worse. So at one point the other day they barely had a few litres in the waste tank and it's cutting off, so there was obviously an issue with it. We've had to go back and forwards with the suppliers. Been using the suppliers for these machines for years, donkey's years now, and we've got a really good relationship with them, so they've had a look back and forwards. They thought it was the same machine that went down while I was off, and then it came back. It went to be repaired again a second time. They said they couldn't find a fault, sent it back to us, we took it straight back out and everything else. It seems as though the fault was basically when it got hot, it was then tripping, so it was confusing the board, the control board for the level sensor. So that's why they thought they'd repaired it. A little bit of assumption going on there, but they thought they'd repaired it, and then when we got it out on site, we heated it up, etc., and it would go wrong. So we're going to shoot and go and get that done. Also gives me an opportunity to drive the new Peugeot van. That's the one that's come back from the technician we've let go. So that's in the office at the moment, which is actually ideal because we do have an engine management light on this. We've been back and forwards with the warranty company a few times, and they're saying it's safe to drive at the moment because it's not driving any different, but they do need to plug it in and find out what's wrong with it. Yeah, they've got a waiting list and it's not high priority, so it's taken ages to get it booked in. So we will get that sorted eventually, but it's all getting it juggled in. A little bit confusing though, because it looks like it's got a spanner light on it as well, which I'm assuming is the service light. But this was supposed to be serviced before it came to us, and we've got an issue there as well. So but we'll get that sorted. I'm also very confused as to why the new seat covers aren't on it. So be double checking that as well. Let's go get this machine first of all. And a big reveal. Friday the 18th of August, I am actually on annual leave. As I said, I wanted today, needed to take today, but I do have a few bits I need to tie up. I made some promises to a couple of clients that I'd have their stuff out by the end of this week. No matter how hard I tried yesterday with other things going on, I didn't get around to them. So I'm just going to finish those up, tie up some loose ends now. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Been for my morning run, got back, I'm going to do that, tie up, and then I'm taking the rest of the day. It helped me support my customers, support the rest of the team, but it'll also help me switch off a little bit as well, so I can actually be mentally with my kids as much as physically with my kids, which is what is really important. So I'm going to get that done. Support ops today are mainly helping out the technicians. Couple of site visits to do as well, and some other bits and pieces, but obviously with being a technician down at short notice, we need to get those jobs covered, so they've jumped in and helped out there. There are 2 different tenancies, multiple jobs going on today with all the technicians, but we do have 1 or 2 off as well, so should be quite a straightforward day. Hopefully it'll be reasonably quiet in the office. Danny and Sarah are holding the fort down in there, and I'm sure we'll all be good and ready to rock next week. Well, that certainly wasn't the week we expected. Challenging and disappointing, but we keep pushing forward to move the business forward. So come back next week to find out if we win the new contracts that are on the cards, the new school cleaning contract starts, and so does our new customer service colleague. Plus, it's monthly meeting day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment if you want to see anything further or have just enjoyed this week's episode. Thanks again.